Morning, Jim.
So,
well done.
thank you, sir. Sometimes you lose cases, sometimes you win. Sometimes you have to be philosophical about it.
Yes, I know the city like a lover. Good or bad, it's hard to love another, but I found this is no mean town, no mean city. City life is strange. You take your share of the good times and bad times. Oh, a song's praying on your mind. It's the only place that I'd be willing to die for. It's the only life I've ever seen. This town is so mean.
Fans of the Taggart theme music might like to know it's now available on compact disc and cassette from all good record shops.
No matter how perfect the image, there will always be a fatal flaw.
You think it was suicide?
That is vile rubbish.
Why would anyone? Her?
All the time my girl's been there, you're the first person to treat her as though she's still alive.
Art and life, Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
Always preferred art myself.
A new series of Inspector Morse begins at 8 o'clock next Wednesday on Central.
This is the new Fiesta Azura, available from Central England Ford dealers. It's packed with special features, like a state-of-the-art stereo radio cassette, a screened glass sunroof, a choice of metallic colors, a 5-speed gearbox, and a catalytic converter. But the Fiesta Azura's most attractive feature? Its price, just £7,350 on the road. Don't miss out. Get down to your local Ford dealer now.
Central England Ford dealers. Quality people, quality products.
Falling for a fabric,
Picking up a pattern,
running up an outfit,
or something for the kids.
cutting out and pinning,
Tacking it and sewing,
making up a waistband,
putting in a zip.
Successful Sewing shows you how to do it all and how to smarten up your home with hundreds of step-by-step photographs and a free collection of paper patterns.
looking for some shortcuts,
Saving lots of money,
catching up on know-how,
and getting new ideas.
Successful Sewing is on sale now.
Start playing the £1 million Traveller's Cheque game in Monday's Daily Mail. For the next 6 weeks, we're giving away hundreds of cash prizes. Dream holidays like historic Venice and exciting Rio de Janeiro. There's a £10,000 weekly cash prize and a trip for two to spectacular Africa. Plus, there's a fabulous £50,000 jackpot.
But I don't take the Daily Mail.
Well, pick up a copy with a game card from your newsagent and start playing Monday, only in the Daily Mail.
Elizabeth?
Who might gain from his death?
What about the hands? Chopped off some hours after death?
Saturday drama Unnatural causes at 9:05. Don't take sides, take pictures. Nick Nolte looking for the truth and finding love and death.
Something happening to us. Here we are, two guys in love with the same dame. In the tropics, bullets flying.
Alex, that's not why we're here.
Under Fire, starring Nick Nolte, a Saturday snapshot at 11:25 on Central.
Danny DeVito and Bette Midler, not a marriage made in heaven, just a pair of ruthless people at 10:15, after the news now on Central.
Good evening, this is the news from ITN. Tonight's headlines: John Major predicts recovery for 93 after a miserable year. President Bush tells Somalis, "I won't leave you in the lurch." And after yesterday's attack, Arthur the Lion is back on show. The Prime Minister has admitted 1992 was a miserable year for many people, but predicted 1993 will see recovery. Labour, though, is forecasting the misery will continue unless he changes his policies. On the day trade barriers and border controls ended across Europe, John Major said industry was in a confident mood.
These lorry drivers are among the first to benefit when the single market in Europe became a reality at midnight. Though it's not expected to have much immediate effect on Britain's economic growth, it will make life easier for some. The most obvious impact is on allowances for travellers to the continent. They can now import 120 bottles of wine or 10 litres of spirits for their personal consumption. But the birth of the single market, which Mr. Major celebrated by lighting the first of thousands of beacons, also signals his hope that 93 will bring the much-heralded economic recovery.
Recovery, I think, will be clear this year. That seems overwhelmingly to be the view of business and commerce and industry. I don't predict a sudden, bounding, huge recovery. What I want is a sound, steady, stable recovery that we can build on in the years ahead.
I don't think there's any realistic chance of getting vigorous growth in the UK. I think we're on the road for the kind of recovery that we had from the last recession a decade ago. That means slow but hopefully enduring growth that lasts for 10 years or so.
But the Labour leader says more must be done to help the jobless.
We believe that action needs to be taken, and we will be running a campaign between now and the budget to make sure that the budget is a budget for jobs, because that is what Britain desperately needs, and it's what our people want above all else.
And while there were celebrations all over Europe to mark the start of the single market, economists here agree it will do little to slow the rising tide of unemployment in Britain.
President Bush has promised the Somali people that he will not leave them in the lurch by abandoning the American-led relief operation. The president visited the devastated town of Baidoa and met some of the children who've benefited from Operation Restore Hope.
President Bush went to the heart of Somalia's famine today, Baidoa, known as the City of Death. He came to see for himself the transformation it's undergoing. Only a few weeks ago, they were burying more than 100 famine victims here every day. Now the stranglehold of the armed gangs on the food supplies has been broken by the president's own military initiative. It was clearly an emotional moment for him.
It is a wonderful, wonderful mission of mercy, and I'm so proud that our military is performing it so well.
But the president needed no reminding about the precarious nature of the peace in Somalia. Last night, clashes between opposing clans in the suburbs of Mogadishu led to the highest number of Somali casualties since the arrival of the multinational force. The question now is how soon that force can extricate itself from Somalia without allowing the whole tragedy to repeat itself.
We're not going to leave this paper naked here. There will be follow-on force, and it's all being worked on now.
George Bush will leave Somalia tonight for the signing of the START II treaty in Moscow over the weekend. Nuclear arms will not be the only issue there. He's also due to discuss the situation in Bosnia. That'll also be the main topic in talks with President Mitterrand, his last stop on a frantic round of foreign policy in the final days of his presidency. David Chater, ITN, in Washington.
John Major has again warned Serbia not to test the patience of the international community over Bosnia. He refused to comment on the possible use of British troops in an active role, but he's